Can you hear me? Let me know down below if you can hear me, because then we got 50% of this little show going. But first of all, you gotta tell me, how are you lovely, lovely, sexy looking people doing this Monday? Monday is never the best day of the week, huh? But anyway, I'm happy to see you. And yeah, what are we gonna talk about today? Well, the question is, it seems to be that everybody's scared, right? I mean, it's not long ago. It's really not long ago that we saw 16,000 in Bitcoin, right? And I think I think what has happened already, in the first month and 1 week of 2023 is quite impressive. So are we going to retest 20,000? I think it's very likely. We're going to look at that. Then we're going to look at some overall news. And then I want to go in and look a little bit on one of our coins that we absolutely love, the graph. It has been performing very well. And I think I want to go in and look at a bit of a research paper from Masari, because it's a real proof that the industry, the future of finance, is being built right in front of our eyes, and is being built on the blockchain. So let's start. Thank you so much, Shahid, my soul brother. And Ron Jeremy is here. Well, anyway, we'll say hello in a second. I think we need to start. And I think it goes a little something like this. I want to welcome you to Crypto Never Sleeps. In case you're new to this channel and you want to stay on top of the crypto world, well then please hit like, smash, and subscribe so that you can be notified every time we upload new videos. So you can, it's important to me, protect your wealth, preserve your wealth, and ultimately increase your wealth. My name is Nico Arachi, and I'm the host of the littlest channel on the interweb. Anyway, let's go first things first. And what are we seeing? Well, 22,980 for Bitcoin, down 93. I mean, this is really nothing, right? 0.4%. Then we got Ethereum up 0.2%. Also not really doing a lot. We got Cardano hovering at 39 cents on the dollar. And we got Polkadot at $6.60. We're back. Polkadot is just back below 7, right? That was too much. Whew, too much. Anyway, as always, we can see here that they more or less mirror each other, both when it comes in terms of volume and when it comes to price development. Not so much to say there. I know you love my technical analysis, but you know what? There's so many other channels that are doing such a much better job. So you can go there and you can listen to all them technical secrets. Now, if you follow me a little bit, you do know that I think if you really want to learn about technical analysis, but more or less what drives the volume, what is behind it, and why do we sometimes see these movements, well, you have to go to Traders Reality, and Tino, he will explain about the moves. We are more of a long-term investors. We invest in cycles. That's why I love the weekly with the 7-day moving average. Now, I mean, the big question, are we going to move and hit the 20? Well, it is funny. If we look at this, again, the purple line, the 7-day moving average on the weekly, should we go down? Well, that would basically be around the kissy around the 20. Now, do I really put a lot of emphasis if we're going to hit 20 or not? I basically think, and I think we all should learn that and know that we have really seen, and I would say a quite impressive rally, right? And not only in Bitcoin, across the board, really. I actually even thought that we would see the first industry would be the DeFi coins. We're going to look at them a little bit, because I was under the assumption, and I think we were right about that they will be the first industry, first tokens, first protocols to actually reverse and get us out of this bear cycle. So I come to find it harder and harder that we are gonna move down to the 12 or the 8. I mean, it is possible, but I think as long as we stay above here, I think things look good. But I do think that a bit of profit taking also hasn't killed anyone. Then what do we also? We have Ethereum. Now with Ethereum, I think it's tomorrow that they're gonna, what is it, the Shanghai, or they're gonna implement the upgrade. Yeah, there's the, again, it can go up, it can go down. What does it mean for Ethereum? Well, it means now that people, they can unstake their Ethereum. So obviously, when you hear unstake, that could actually push the price downwards. But on the other hand, I think that people understand the power of Ethereum, and I think even as we're going towards the end of 2023, which is still a long way ahead, we're gonna see Ethereum improve, and the scalability is gonna be almost like the layer 2s. So I don't think we're gonna see that's gonna have such a dramatic implications on the price. Nevertheless, Ethereum has not been one of the outperformers, but I still think that Ethereum is just a matter of time. I do think it's more or less going to be the base layer of the future of finance, especially when we talk about the central bank digital currency. Then, let's go and say hello to who is here, and then let's move on with today's topics. Who is here? Chit chat. Always good chit chat. I made it once again. It's amazing. No Face, good to see you. Thank you. And it's always so good to see old friends passing by. And Crypto Charlie is here. Crypto Charlie, Kevin Force, and we got Bantu Bashkar. How are you? Any hopes on Kylan? I love Kylan. And I believe Kylan, I think the entire ecosystem when it comes to Polkadot is leaving us a little bit behind. How is Jay Dobbs? Jay Dobbs is here. Hey, how are you doing? And we got Panos, good to see you. And Queen, lots of love to you. You know that. Also, and Sarah, we got Sarah. It's good to see that we've got so many ladies. Actually, when we go through our YouTube stats, it's like 96% men and 4% ladies are watching. Still, just alone that we just need a slightly increase in females watching and investing, and that could in itself really boost the overall ecosystem. Jay Sire, happy Monday. Happy Monday to all you good-looking, strong lions. And Vex is here, good to see you. Oh, Queen, I know you're speaking about reserve rights. That must be very dear to you. Let's look at that in a bit, and then let's move on. Okay, blockchain bully also see you. I'm happy, even though I'm doing it a little earlier. A lot of the core lions are still here. Anyway, let's move on and first have a little look at what the prices are doing. You see, as we are also moving in towards more bull territory, it actually becomes more interesting to watch the watch list, right? I mean, last year, everything was always going down, was not so sexy. So what are we seeing today? We're seeing a little bit, we're seeing Bitcoin down, and then we got a few up coins. Dogecoin. Yeah, Dogecoin and Cardano and actually BNB are currently not really on fire, right? But it's only a matter of time. I really still have a lot of faith in Cardano, but we have to say, wow, Cardano's really been taking it way too easy for way too long, right? And if it wasn't that we loved Charles so much, people would probably left a long time ago. I mean, look at this, right? All-time high at $3. Now we're down here at 39 cents. Do we see the low around 22, right? It's also been pushing up, so there's still believe Cardano is going to impress. But let's see when. With Dogecoin. I still think it has a lot to do with, we know that when it comes to our good friend Elon Musk, right, who played a vital role here in 2021, was it like 20? Can you remember? Time flies. Doesn't have the same impact anymore. Is Dogecoin really going to see? I still think that we are waiting for this mass adoption to take place, and that will really depend on the infrastructure and the global rollout. That's what I think. Anyway, let's just scroll down, not spend too much time here. Polkadot, number 13, completely out of the top 10, right? I mean, it's actually a tragedy. But don't forget, Polkadot has the second largest developer community outside of Ethereum, right? Outside of Ethereum. And if we take a quick look here at, at our Polkadot Kusama portfolio, it's actually funny. You can see what has really performed well. If we look over the last 90 days, has been cross shadow, right? Cross shadow on Kusama, 191% up in the last 90 days. And when we are looking at cross network, 101. So I mean, that means that actually cross shadow has outperformed the big brother on Polkadot. Love those. And when we talk about Kyling, yeah, Kyling, you see, when we look, it's actually funny because when we look here, a brief overview of at least Betty's Polkadot and Kusama portfolio, you can see that they, in terms of performance, they have not been correlating as maybe the overall market in altcoins, especially when it comes to the other ecosystems, right? So we can see Polkadot itself in the last 90 days only 6%, right? And outperformer was Crossed Shadow, and everything in between, and we've even seen Akala down and Moon River also down. Nevertheless, when it comes, I'm a big believer in Kyling. I really am in all of these points that we have here when it comes to Kusama and Polkadot. However, I really think that what we saw in 2022 was really just the launch of the parachains, and it was that these protocols, parachains, they were launching their, their minimal viable protocols, so to speak. And we all know that there hasn't, it has not been integrated. It's not really, they're just building, right? And they are improving. So we gotta be, patience is a virtue when it comes to this. So it's that's why I think they're still all none of these coins are close to even having reached their real potential. So patience is a virtue. That's really what I have to say with most of the protocols, but especially I think we see that when it comes to Polkadot and Kusama. Then of course there's some lovely coins like Uniswap, right? Generating, already being used. Chainlink, of course. We love all of them, and we're not going to speak about each coin. I wanted to talk a little bit about the graph, right? Because the graph has really been doing great. If we look at it here, look at this. Let's go in here. Let's see year to date. I mean, look at that. Down from 5 cents to 13 cents. Of course, I have to say also, we have in the past, I hope you have been following, in the past few weeks, we've been trying to launch a few videos so that you can kind of participate. And that's why we try to launch these videos where we say at what price we buy. It's more for you to follow, right? And but with the graph, I have to say, we really did good there because we launched the video and we got in at 6 cents. And okay, the graph was also down 97% from its all-time high with a potential of 4,500, right? So it's really been doing great. But what I like about here the graph is, and there's been Masari, they came out with this piece of research. I'm just going to go over it very briefly. But basically, they have really been improving quarter over quarter. And the fourth quarter 2022 was a magnificent quarter for the graph. Now, I understand in the last week we have seen really substantial growth in the price. But, maybe investors, they're just a little bit delayed or they waited for my video. Who knows? Anyway, so what did we see in Q4 2022? We saw 618 subgraphs that migrated from the graph's hosted service to the decentralized network, up 25% quarter over quarter and 150% year over year. Not bad, right? And the graph's ecosystem of active indexes up 33%, delegators up 9%, and the curators plus 2%. Now that's something to do with staking. So if you want to know more about that, you have to go and read that. But in Q4 2022, the graph experienced a 66% quarter over quarter increase in revenue from query fees, and that was over 6,200% year over year. So, I mean, you're just seeing that across the board, the graph has been able to substantially improve, right? And if you look here, these are some key metrics, and we can see in Q4 they had revenue from usage fees 915,000, and it's not that we want to break these numbers down too much, but what is really impressive is that if we, I'm sure we all remember 2022, it was a terrible year. It was a terrible year where we only saw prices go down, 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 down. But here we can actually see that some of these true market leaders, these true quality protocols, have actually been able to improve technology-wise, increase the amount of clients, and overall going in the right direction, right? And this is where we see that the cryptocurrency industry is so immature, right? Because in let's say in traditional finance, right, it would never happen that, you know, when a protocol or underlying company would perform such growth quarter over quarter, that you would see the price going down as it did. I mean, let's go, if we go in here and look at, I mean, let's see here, 1 year. I mean, look at that. That was 2022, where the price just went down, 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 down. But the metrics are really showing something completely different, right? So, as I said, I don't believe that that would have happened in traditional finance, and that's also why I think that in traditional stock markets, if you have some companies, producing, providing, achieving goals that are great, you know, increasing profits and earnings, and then you would also see the price go up. And the ones that are not being used into shit companies, well, obviously the price is falling. I think you get it. But this is why I think that the graph, they've really been able to show strong performance. Also here, subgraphs, undergraphs, mainnet up 25% quarter over quarter. So we can see a continuation of growth every quarter, even though we were talking about crypto winter. And here we can just see some of the other cryptocurrency protocols or blockchain protocols that are using the graph. LivePeer, one of them, Uniswap, Aave. I mean, there are a lot, and Synthetics, one of my favorites, and Sushi. So, I mean, this is just a few of many. I think, yeah, we can see this will keep growing. I think you get the point. But this is what I really have been trying to promote in the past year, that we are seeing the fundamentals of the overall industry increasing. So let's go and see. We've got some news today. Not only news. No, I also wanted, as I pointed out before, we have launched these videos where we got in at CELO at 60 cents, trading now at 80 cents. Chromia at 11 cents, now trading at 16 cents. Algorand at 20 cents, now trading at 26 cents. Synthetics, one of, as I said before, favorites. We got in there at 160, and now $2.80. And so I really think, the mission, we've been able to really let you know at what price we get in. And of course, Curve at 55 cents and currently at $1. Anyway, let's go in and get to some news. I know I always show you this chart, historical corrections, but I just want to point out that, yes, I find if we were to see 12 or 8,000, that would take us into a historical correction that would go into 14, 15 months. It would be substantially longer than what we have seen in the past, but hey, it could happen. It could happen. But currently, I feel like we are seeing institutions coming in. We're seeing growth, and my stomach says, my gut feeling says, I don't think we're gonna go down there, but I could be wrong. Remember, it can go up and could go down. Now, here's some piece of information that I like. CoinShares, they reported a fourth consecutive week of digital asset investment product inflows, totaling 76 million last week. So year to date, 2023, it reached 230 million, highlighting a decisive change in investor sentiment for the beginning of 2023. think we all can agree with that. Now, I've shown you this from Coinbase. This was actually their 2023 crypto market outlook in the beginning of the year. But what they believe, and that is that the high positive correlation between cryptocurrencies like BTC and ETH versus US stocks garnered significant attention in 2022. Everyone was talking about that, right? It's correlating. We got to look at the Fed and Jerome Powell and correlation. But what they're saying here, the coefficients have been trending lower since May. Moreover, digital assets exhibit a low correlation with other traditional financial assets, including commodities and bonds. And they actually believe that coming into 2023, we will see less correlation compared to the traditional stock market. And I am a firm believer in that. I really am. As you know, here we still, crypto is still, around 1 trillion, and we got the US stocks with 40 trillion and the bond around 46. A little bit of a repeat. We've been talking a lot about the Web 3.0. Also, sometimes if I don't have the time, I just wanted to highlight where I think, and also some of them smart people think, that these could be the main industries that will play a significant role when it comes to the Web 3.0. Obviously DeFi, right? Money transfers, financial exchanges, and lending. You know who they are, right? And then secure personal information, digital identity, insurance, real estate, gaming, social media. And of course, we also have to add here healthcare, and we really got to look into that. If any of you know any good healthcare protocols, please share. I was actually, Dimitri, one of our lions, shared with me an interesting protocol, but I need more time to go in and try to do some due diligence on that. CBDC regulations. Well, I feel like we haven't spoken about that for a while, and it's good so, but it plays a vital role, right? Because I really believe that we need to see the rollout of the global CBDCs in order to attract and see mass adoption. So if you don't know, go to Atlantic Council. You can track and see in which stages the globe, I mean, basically 90% of all countries around the world are, in the process of launching. And this is something, even though we speak so much about CBDC regulations, I wasn't actually even aware that India had already launched it. I mean, I guess I was, but I maybe forgot it. But, already now one of India's biggest retail chains, Reliance Retail, announced that they have started accepting the digital rupee as one of its store lines and plans to extend the rollout to all its businesses. So the company said that the CBDC support is already rolled out at Freshpick, which is their gourmet store line. And in addition, the firm also noted that it will be expanding support for the digital rupee to all of its properties, a move that could push adoption forward for the country's CBDC. So, there we are seeing it's already happening. Now, a little bit on the contrary is that a former member of the Monetary Policy Committee at the People's Bank of China, he believes that the Chinese government should think again about whether the ban on cryptocurrency trading is sustainable in the long run. Now, this is good news in a way, because you see, the way that I've believed that the world is going to plan out when it comes to the future of finance is that I think that we're going to see the CBDC, obviously, which is going to be issued by a central governmental body. But then I think we're going to see all of these top quality protocols are going to be a part of the Web 3.0, which are cryptocurrencies, which will then basically replace traditional stock companies, right? I think that the new company structures of the future are the DAOs, the decentralized autonomous organizations. And they will, instead of shares, they will then issue tokens, coins, right? But as long as it is, let's say, in line, and that you can only trade them, or the base currency is the government-controlled CBDC, I don't see why any government would not or would ban cryptocurrency. So I think actually that's why I wanted to highlight it, because I think is what's going to happen across the world. And this former official, he argued that a permanent ban on crypto could result in many missed opportunities for the formal financial system, including those related to blockchain and tokenization. Crypto-related technologies are very valuable to regulated financial systems. I think he's right. So I think we might not have this strict ban from China, coming into 2023, 2024, 2025. Also, when it comes to the UK, so Tech Britain sets out plans to regulate crypto industry in the wake of the FTX collapse. Now, that was clear that everyone's going to use Sam Bankman-Fried's fiasco in order to call for more regulation. But the UK, they formally laid out plans to regulate the cryptocurrency industry, with the government looking to rein in some of the reckless business practices that emerged over the past year and contributed to the demise of FTX. So in a widely anticipated industry consultation launched last week, the government proposed a number of measures aimed at bringing regulation of crypto assets business in line with that of traditional financial firms. So this is why I think that we are really seeing this transition, right? We are going to see the traditional enterprises, the main conglomerates, migrate onto the blockchain. And of course, we need some kind of regulation. I wanted to point out here also this, I find even HSBC, right, which is it's one of the largest banks in the world, and they've doubled down on their interest in digital currencies. And the bank is looking for a top executive to work with asset tokenization. On January the 30th, HSBC opened GPBW, Product Director of Tokenization position, with a hiring process scheduled by the end of February 13. So soon we will know who that will be, right? So according to the job description, the Tokenization Director would be responsible for designing and implementing a global tokenization proposition and representing the bank in front of regulators and digital assets ecosystem. I mean, this again just shows, right, that some of the traditional players are obviously, I think we're going to lose a lot of traditional banks in this transition, but some of the major players are obviously still going to be there. So very interesting that HSBC, they're going in for tokenization, right? That's Aave, and that is Centrifuge, right? Tokenizing real world assets onto the blockchain. Now, so these are like the more, I would say regulation news. Then we got a little bit of VeChain, right? We're launching a video on VeChain. Actually added increased our position in VeChain, and I think VeChain is a protocol that we really talk too little about. And some of the latest news here is that the VeChain Foundation disclosed that it would be using the VeChain blockchain in order to achieve the 17 Sustainable Development Goals established by the United Nations. So VeChains have claimed they're partnering up with the United Nations in order to improve sustainability. And another thing, and I would actually say that VeChain is a little bit in the similar category like the Graph, that they have been keep improving both the technology, they are improving, or they're increasing the amount of partners that they're working with, and many partners from the traditional world. And furthermore, also the VeChain Foundation, they have announced that they can weather any kind of crypto market storm because they got a war chest of assets worth, and this was 2 months ago or something when they came out with this claim, around $400 million. That was of Q3 2022. So I think VeChain, they have serious ambitions. Down 90% from its all-time high, so still a very good buy. Remember, everything I say do is not financial advice. Please remember that. So on the other hand, we got MakerDAO or Maker. They obviously see the need for putting some money, some coins in the right pocket for a rainy day. So they are setting up a legal defense fund where they're putting in $5 million. Not a bad thing, right? So they told, as told by developers, Maker will allocate 5 million DAI, which is their stable coin, right? So 1 DAI is $1, to reimburse legal defense expenses in case of legal or regulatory action against specific participants of MakerDAO. I think that's also a good thing. Better to be on the forefront than behind. Then a little bit of sad news. Solana DeFi protocol Everland shuts down over liquidity issues. Now, I've actually never really done anything on Everland. I don't know if you have, but I think this, and that's why I wanted to highlight this out is, and I've said that many, many times. We do not need 500 lending DeFi protocols. There it is so important really to focus on the quality ones, the market leaders of tomorrow, like Aave, like Curve, like Synthetics, like Compound. Maybe I forgot one or two. So, and all the others, they're gonna disappear. And I think it's a trend we're going to look out for. And this is why I think that 2023 is going to be more important. It's going to be more important to actually be able to pick the winners of tomorrow than it was prior. Anyway, so Everland, they are closing down its operations and urging clients to withdraw funds from the platform. The company announced the decision on Twitter, stating that despite having enough runway to continue operating, it would be a gamble under current market conditions. Everland also noted that deposits from underlying protocols are now in vaults, and the app will be in withdrawal-only mode until the funds are cleared. Well, it's lovely if nobody lost really anything there. So really watch out and don't diversify too much into protocols. And that's about it. That's all I got for today. Short, right? Let me see if there's any questions. Maybe a question or two. And I think I can have a sip of Bahama Mama on the way. Bahama Mama. Bill Marshall, how are you doing? Oh. So, they also had. So, VPP, okay, let me just see. What do you say? Vanos, what are you saying? Okay. Yeah, I mean, Agix, I know this is AI on Cardano, has been absolutely outdoing itself, right? And I think, and maybe if I haven't mentioned that, Singularity Net, but if I haven't mentioned that, AI is of course going to explode. AI is, and we gotta also focus more on that. It actually almost seems like AI could be really the new, it's not new, but like DeFi was, 2021. And it looks like AI is going to really take over. So Singularity Net is a token that we've also been holding long, but it really has not been doing a lot for a long time. It's been around for a long time, right? As we can see here, all the way back to 18. And then we got the hockey stick on the wrong side, right? Just went down, then really nothing, and then a little, we did move a little, but now, I mean, it's not even so far away from its all-time high, right? And we're seeing here the volume increase down here, so, yeah, Singularity Net is probably, yeah, I think, I was also trying to do some research on what they have done, and obviously they're expanding and doing, but I think overall they're just consistent developing and improving. So I here know too little in order to really talk about that. So, but they have done very well. Any of you own Singularity Net, let me know. So what else do we have? What's the difference on crossed shadow and crossed? That's a good question. There is actually, there's no real difference except that crossed network, we have it here, crossed, which with the ticker CRU, that's on Polkadot. And crossed shadow is on Kusama, right? So remember that Kusama is the testnet. So usually these protocols, they launch first on Kusama, kind of testing and seeing. And then if everything is good, then they go to Polkadot. And Polkadot is a little harder to launch your protocols. And but on the other hand, Kusama is quicker. So there are some few advantages and disadvantages. And I tend to actually, if I like for example, I like Centrifuge, that's on Polkadot. Altair is on Kusama. I tend to hold both, right? Akala and Karura, they're really not done so well. Akala is on Polkadot and Karura is on Kusama, right? So, yeah. So I think I hope that answered that. What about Moonbeam and Clover? Totally miss Crossed. Yeah, well, Crossed, I still think Crossed has a lot of potential. I mean, a lot of potential, right? It's decentralized storage, and I think, I mean, we haven't even started yet, so I think there's lots of room. I mean, because let's look at Cross Network, because I think the market cap is so little still, yeah. 12 million, and this is Cross Network. 12 million market cap, and this is on Polkadot, right? I mean, it's nothing. And then if you look at Cross Shadow on Kusama, not even a million. Not even a million. I mean, talk about, I mean, not even a million. Fully diluted market 1.4 million. I mean, this is nothing. This is nothing, really. And yeah, so I mean, I really. Now let's look at, because Centrifuge, I think they're doing. Look a little here. The Centrifuge has a market cap of 110 million. I mean, they do different things, you know, not to compare storage with tokenizing real world assets, but I mean, that's as in the markets are really not mature. And see here, Alt Air, which is Centrifuge cousin on, as a market cap. Yeah, here they're not even claiming what the market cap is here. So little, so little. Maybe sometimes you can see it better on CoinGecko. They have a market cap of 4 million, right? I mean, that's also a market cap of 4 million compared to Centrifuge on Polkadot with 110 million. I mean, so there are, it's almost like arbitrary opportunities here. Inefficient. What else can I say? So let's say, what else? Cardano is still a shitcoin. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can't really rule that out. I mean, it's not a shitcoin. It's just but the more time other protocols, base layers, ecosystems they get in order to improve and develop. I mean, Cardano has a lot of catching up to do, and it was not nice the way the things they happened with the DeFi. What was it? Cardena or Adana with the DeFi token, right? I mean, basically just let it fall. I mean, I'd expected more, but. So let's see here. Yeah, about well, Moonbeam and Moonriver. Again, Polkadot ecosystem. I think they're top protocols, and they will take off. I'm sure of that. I really think they've established themselves well. But again, it comes to patience when it comes to the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem. I really think right now the technologies, they're being built, they're being programmed, they're being improved, and you know, sometimes the question we should all ask ourselves: where are we actually benefiting from the blockchain in our everyday lives? Nowhere really, right? Nowhere really. And that's going to change. You see, you are all so early. You're all lions. I mean, you're early lions. You're going to be old lions by the time that we're really going to see mass adoption and Sister Shelly and Brother Jamal coming to the party. And that is why that you're so early. So all we have been doing is we've been investing. We've hopefully all of you been benefiting from it, but we haven't really seen real world adoption or use cases that would improve our lives, right? When I still go down and buy a can of Diet Coke and some chicken, right? I'm still use fiat money. So it's coming. It's coming. That's the way I see it. The infrastructure is being built. So Car wasn't so successful as we thought. That's for sure. Karura, I still haven't given up on them. Still haven't given up on Akala and Karura. But I have to say that the way that they've been responding in the last month, or lack of responding, I find it worrisome. And I also find it worrisome that the AUSD has not reached its peak. And yeah, we gotta see. VPP. Well, VPP is, for those of you who doesn't know, I think it's virtual poker, right? And VPP. And yes, Virtue Poker. Virtue Poker, let's have a look at this here. Virtue Poker is a coin that I invested, really saw a lot of risk reward. It is still, I mean, this is a potential is there, but also again, I have to say the news that they've been delivering and so on has not been so great, and we can also see that this mirrors here in the chart. Now, this was never going to be like a top quality coin. This was a very risky bet, and I did put in my money there. We was Betty's money. We were staking them, and well, let's see. This is kind of like a if it's gonna take off, it would be great, but never going to be. It was never one of our core positions, and I'm sorry if that's something that you have invested a lot into. And what do you say, Field Marshal? Hoping for a I like that. Hoping for a retracement. Let me just see what you say. Hoping for a retracement to. What did you? Hoping for a retrace as still buying. This is the overall probably problem that we all have, right? And let's go in and look. I like to look at some of the ones that really took off. Aave, for example. Cardano. Aave. You see, of course, when we scale out, right? The height of 670 almost, and now we're at 87. Then, of course, I mean, the retracement, of course, it's difficult to say, right? Because when we then go on a daily and we looked at, we were all down at 50, then of course buying it at 87 hurts, right? It hurts. And I also have to say, I feel the same way. I mean, that's why I'm saying if we're going to see Bitcoin going down to 20, we're going to see some of the quality altcoins also retracing. Well, I would actually see this as probably entering as buying the dip. But, it's still not 100% confirmed that we are in this bull market uptrend. But I feel good about it. I also feel that we have waited long. So that's that. Okay, what do you say? So let me just see here. Chaotic Rage, good to see you. And what do you say, Michael Surker? What just happened on Binance BTC? Wicked their way down to 17,000. Let's see here. No, I don't see it here. Maybe it was. Now we're looking at the 15-minute. I don't see. It must have been a mistake. I don't see 50 or 17,000. And what do you say? Singularity Net is AI for healthcare. Yes, I mean they're building this. What I did see, they're building this this robot there that can act as a what do you call it? Not a stewardess, but as a the ladies that work in the hospital, nurse, as a nurse. What do you say, Matt Johnson? Nico, you got me into Graph. Definitely long-term hold, bought a lot at 7.9 cents. Thanks for that one. Well, what can I say? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, guys. So, Mike, I will check your charts again. Yeah, let's see. Mike, check your charts again. That's it. So, smash the like. Yeah, do me a favor. What do you say, Bob Marley, Bob Manco? Any thoughts on Clover? Yeah, you asked. Clover Finance. Well, you see, I launched this video there when it came to Polka that we were talking about the DeFi protocols. Again, they already launched more than 14 DeFi coins on Polkadot, right? And for that matter, also on Kusama. I think Clover, I like Clover. In the end of the day, it's going to be a race. Who's going to be the best? And it's too early to say, because we can see right now Akala has disappointed a little bit. So is it going to be Parallel or Heiko Finance? Is it going to be Clover? And Sakura, I think. I think they're all protocols. They're all companies that have it. I would say potential. Who's ultimately going to win the end race remains to be seen. Wonder what to add. So low. Yeah. What do you say? No face. Yeah. Crust is low market cap. What to add? Solo market cap. A little secret. Affinity. Yes, that's also true. It's true. Affinity. You're right. Is also good. I just try now until we're gonna take off. I really try also. I mean, focus more on the protocols of the coins that I believe where you can't go wrong, like with Virtue Poker, right? And even if we look at, of course, when we look at our top holdings, you can see how big this is, right? I mean, we got a lot of holdings difference, and I need to go through and talk, and it's not even all of them. Anyway, guys, that's it, I think, for me today. Astar, no, that is true. That is true, and that should be mentioned. Astar is really probably has the most potential. Really, really, and I'm not mentioned, and that's really true. Astar also has developed some fantastic partnerships with NTT, one of the biggest telecommunications companies in Japan. So, and still down 83%, but I think that has nothing to say. I think Astar is probably currently should be in every Polkadot or Kusama. Shiden is the other coin on Kusama. Okay, thank you so much, guys. I thank you for being here. Colin McDonald, thank you so much, and thank you for your kind comment. It makes me happy. It really does. So, guys, thank you for being here, and yeah. And all we got to say about that, a star is a star. Yeah. And Crypto Granny is here. Good to see you. Curtis is here. Thank you so much. It's funny now that I'm doing these or trying to do it here at 7 o'clock my time. I mean, I feel completely off balance because I'm used to doing it at midnight, right? I have a few Bahama Mamas before, but don't really have so many Bahama Mamas prior to 7 o'clock. Yeah, and a shame what's going on in Turkey. Let's hope that this earthquake there will there's not lots to say. Yeah, got a feel for them. Anyway, guys, thank you for being here. I love you all, and I think I'll see you tomorrow if you have time. Stop by because you know I love you.